The night a simple delivery turned into a life-saving miracle. In winter of 2024, during one of the coldest weeks in Chicago, a story began that no one expected but millions would soon be talking about. It was about a celebrity, a crime, or a big scandal. It was about an ordinary young man named Jake whose simple decision changed everything. Jake was just 22 years old, like many young Americans. He was struggling to make ends meet. He worked as a delivery driver for DoorDash, often taking late night orders because they paid a little more. Life was not easy. His father was sick, bills were piling up, and every dollar mattered. One freezing night around 11:45 p.m., Jake received a delivery request from a quiet neighborhood on the outskirts city. The snow was falling heavily. Most drivers had already stopped working, but Jake accepted it anyway. He needed the money as he drove through icy roads. He noticed how empty everything felt. No car, no people, just silence. When he finally reached the house, something felt strange immediately. The porch light was off, the front door was slightly open, and there was no movement inside. Jake stood there for a moment, debating what to do. Normally, drivers are told to just leave the food and go. It is safer that way, but something did not feel right. Then he heard it, a very faint voice, help. At first, he thought maybe he imagined it, but then he heard it again, weak, trembling, almost disappearing into the cold air. Jake's heart started racing. He slowly pushed the door open and stepped inside. The house was dark and cold. As he looked around, he saw an elderly woman lying on the floor near the kitchen. She was barely moving. Her breathing was slow and her hands were shaking. She had fallen hours ago. Her phone was on the table out of reach. She had been trying to call for help, but no one heard her. If Jake had not come, no one would have. Without wasting a second, Jack dropped the phone, pulled out his phone, and called 911. He stayed beside her, talking to her, trying to keep her awake. It is okay, help is coming, just stay with me, he kept saying. Minutes felt like hours. Finally, the ambulance arrived. Paramedics rushed in and took the woman to the hospital. Before leaving, one of them turned to the Jake and said something he would never forget. You came at least possible moment. The next day, the woman's family found out what had happened. They were shocked. They had no idea she was alone or in danger. Out of gratitude, they shared Jake's story online. Within hours, it exploded. Millions of people across the United States saw the story. Social media was flooded with messages calling Jake a hero. News channels picked it up. Interviews started pouring in. He became known as the delivery hero. But what made the story even more powerful was Jake himself. When a reporter asked him why he went inside instead of just leaving, he simply said, I do not know, I just feel something was wrong. That one sentence touched millions. Soon something unbelievable happened.